Hello, this is Mark McKenna here with Realty Executives for your July 23 update in real estate market out here in Arizona. I'm not going to bore you with a lot of numbers here again, but the inventory is still low. You got buyer demand out there is kind of softening a little bit here, starting to go into the fourth quarter, of the year here. If you're a seller, it's simple. You be sensitive to the buyer's needs and be able to make your house look as best as it possibly can on the market. Make sure you got a good realtor that's going to be positioning it well on the market as well, in order to bring in all those buyers and move you into a position of power. For buyers, it's simple. You got to be locked and loaded, ready to go. You have to deal with the flexible rate terms that are kind of going up and down a little bit, but don't be afraid to ask for buyer or seller concessions to help with buyer closing costs and buying down the rate. Sellers are sensitive to this, and we are seeing a decent percentage of the sales that do include some type of seller concessions. The luxury markets there, anything over $1 million, really is kind of taking on its life of its own a little bit. Some of the price points, like about 800 to 600 to 800,000, kind of shrinking a little bit, getting more competitive. Those type of things. But if anything under 400,000, you got to be ready to go if you're a buyer. Inventory is kind of slow and coming on the market a little bit still, but it's going to be very competitive, so be prepared for that. Now, understand this though, buyers, that most of our appreciation happens between basically quarters 1 through 3 of this year. So the end of August here really is where we do most of our appreciation. This always takes place. So coming up in fourth quarter or so is really going to be your best opportunity here to get a decent deal on a home. But don't expect prices to drop, because they're not. They're going up, and right now they're estimating about between 5 to 10% for this year. Now you've got inflation and still kind of high, so you minus that out and everything else, and we're on pace with the relatively normal rate of growth for home housing. But that's it, and we're expecting rates probably to drop here, but not now so much. Next year's election year, we got some other things that might kind of develop there too, so stay tuned with that. So if you're in a home, you could refinance, do that. That's fantastic. In about a year from now or so, it's in a market that's growing, so you most likely will be able to remove that private mortgage insurance off your home as well. And then, since you do have a higher rate that you're dealing with relative in the last few years here, you don't have to take that standard deduction off for your housing, for your interest for your house. So look into that when you do your taxes. Talk to your tax consultant there, and they'll explain. So you might get a little bit more relief there at the end of the year. So I hope that kind of helps. Again, fourth quarter buyers, be ready, rock and roll, locked and loaded, do your thing. Sellers, just basically, make your house look pretty and be sensitive to buyers' needs. That's how you're going to get the house sold, especially even in a market where it's going to start to kind of slow down a little bit here for the fourth quarter. Hope that works. Talk to you guys later. Take care.